Hello everybody and welcome to the video. My name is Midway and today we're looking at some more The Walking Dead Survivors with the hand of up to it. More on that later, check the list in the description. But today we're going to be talking about equipment and how you can get yourself stronger survivors by adding some equipment onto them, and we'll look at everything you need to know about this system. So first of all, where the building is in your town, you might be able to move this around, right, the forge, but if you haven't done so, at least in my case, it's right here. It's where the anvil icon is. Now you can also check the equipment by just going to the survivors tab and then click on equipment. That's going to bring up the same menu, but you can just go ahead and find the anvil icon on your city. That also works, right? So what you need to know about equipment, well, there is 4 different types of equipment slots. There is the weapons, clothes, headgear, and accessories. And then there is going to be 4 kinds of rarities. That goes from uncommon, which is the green ones, then rare, then epic, and finally legendary. Now, there will be 2 types of equipment that is going to be for the different types of survivors. There is combat survivors, and then there is going to be development survivors, right? So there will be 2 different types of equipment for the 2 different types of survivors, right? So down below you have the 3 different pieces of equipment for development survivors. Here, for example, we have the shovel, pickaxe, sledgehammer, and then everything above is going to be for the combat survivors, right? So you can see that we have 4 different options for the combat survivors. And then there's going to be only 3 for the development survivors, right? So we will be able to get some bonuses for our... Oh, we got some stuff going on. But we'll be able to get some bonuses for our survivors by equipping this onto them. So if you go to the survivors tab, you will see once you select them, you will see that you have on the equipment side, it will have all this little equipment icons, as you can see, and it's gonna be telling you what stats the equipment is giving them. As you can see, it really increases a lot the power of the survivors, as well as that number up there, the almighty total combat power, that is going to be greatly increased by adding the equipment onto the survivors, right? So how do you craft this stuff, right? So what you're going to be needing is some resources, which we'll talk about how we obtain. But, well, basically the different types of equipment are going to be giving different bonuses. For example, here we have the weapons will have a different amount of crew attack and crew defense. Then we'll get some more of that on the different types of equipment. In this case, we'll get crew attack, crew health instead of defense. Headgear will be defense and health, and finally accessories will be a bit of everything, right? So not every piece of equipment gives the same thing. Now, what about the other types of equipment, the ones for the development survivors? Well, when you click on that attribute bonus, and you will see this is what you get. You get a little bit of everything. You get some, just a spread out of all the different kinds of stats you can have onto development survivors. So it's just going to make them more powerful overall, no matter where you're going to be using them, no matter what kind of development survivor they are. Now, there is also a bonus. In this case, the bonus is active for the development survivors when you have 2 and 4 pieces of equipment equipped of the epic quality, and then it's going to be active for the legendary tier for the combat equipment. There's going to be no bonuses for the other types of equipment. There is no bonus explained anywhere, right? So as you can see, if you have only rare or you have only uncommon, which are the blue and the green types of equipment, those will not amount to a bonus, but they will still give the buffs, right? The buffs that they are explaining. The crew defense, crew health, and all that, or the attribute bonuses, those will also, of course, be applied to your survivors. Now, so what you need to craft the different types of equipment, right? So you're gonna be, it's gonna be pretty simple. Just click on find if you don't have enough, and it's gonna be telling you what you need, right? So that you go, you need some stuff, you don't know how to get it, just click on find once again, and it's gonna tell you exactly where you can find it. In this case, a lot of it is gonna be coming from the clan store, and a lot of it is gonna be also coming from the duels. Right, so you guessed it, the clan store is going to be giving mainly the stuff that you're going to be needing for the development type of equipment, whereas the duels will be giving mostly stuff for the combat, for your combat survivors, right? So once you have the items, it's pretty simple. You're going to be able to just click on forge, and you will see you have enough. You can use the blueprints, which are one of the kind of items you can use, and then you will also have some raw resources to be used. And in this case, I have enough, so I just click on craft, and that's it. Now, one thing about the equipment system is there is different tiers, right? So in order to be able to craft a higher tier equipment piece, you will need to have at least 5 pieces of the lower tier. So if we want to be crafting a blue tier piece, we need 5 pieces of a green tier piece, and then we also need some resources, right? So as we can see right here, it's going to be asking for 5 of those chests, the green tier, that's right below it. If you go behind, you can see it's right below it, and then it's going to also be asking for some of these nails, of course. So we can get these are combat pieces of equipment, so we can get those from the duels, or we can just go ahead and buy them as well. But then you will also be able to, instead of just using straight up 5 pieces, you can also use blueprints. So those blueprints are what you get from the duels, and you get the blueprints for the other type of equipment, the development equipment from, as we saw before, from the clan store, right? So how do we get this? Well, if you're just searching through this, you can just click on go and go to the clan store, and you will see right here that you will have a range of items you can just go ahead and buy. You have the raw resources, and you will have the blueprints. There is also some salvage tokens you could use during the junkyard event, but those are pretty expensive. And if you just want to be buying some of this stuff, of course, you will need some of these coins you get by participating and doing some activities for the guild, right? So you will need to get a big bunch of these coins in order to get yourself enough resources to craft the equipment, and equipment is pretty important, so you really need to get into a clan and start being active in it and partaking into these activities, right? So what you can do in order to get these coins is donate to the clan. Just click on go and go ahead and donate for some of this stuff. Easy enough, it's pretty simple. You can donate several times a day, and you can donate more after a little while. So if you have enough resources to spare, make sure to be doing that. You can find the store, by the way, on the rightmost tab, and then click on store. You also have the weekly store, and then finally the merit shop. The merit shop requires a different type of coins, and you don't really find the equipment over here, the equipment materials, right? So more ways of getting the merit coins, just helping your client, earning some points. Once again, just go here and click on help whoever needs the help. And then while you're going back to the store, you will also find more ways. Let me just click on that again. Helping your clan to construct stuff and participating in events, right? So if we go to the clan construction, you will find here any projects that might be going on. So you can just go ahead and partake on those. But also, well, participating in events will be also another way of getting those coins, right? So really important, be in a clan, be active, participate in it with your clan, participate in events, donate to it, help your team members, speed up stuff, and that's how you will be able to afford some of this stuff. Now, how do you get the combat stuff? Then just go to battles and click on duels. Pretty simple. I'm sure you've been doing this for yourself before, but just click on challenge, arrange your formations, click on fight, and that's gonna be giving you the victory if you have enough power. And there you go, I got some materials and then some blueprints to craft my equipment, right? So that's how you get equipment. Then what do you do about your equipment? How do you equip it onto your survivors? Well, yeah, let's go ahead and see if I can craft something that I can then use. For example, let's find somebody that needs some headgear, right? So some combat survivor that needs some headgear. For example, I got Billy over here, which needs some headgear, right? So I have some stuff that I can equip on him. It's already crafted, so I can just go ahead and equip that. And then his combat power increases by quite a little bit. But then, what if I didn't have the piece? Well, I'm going to be prompted to take it from somebody, which I think that's what I did before with that weapon. I think I took it from somebody. Yeah, I took it from Glenn, because it was equipped on him. So I'm just going to be re-equipping it. But then, yeah, let's see. I need a headgear, right? So, or a weapon. So let me see if I can craft any of that. So I'll go to my town. I'll go over here, and I'll just forge, I don't know, let me forge a weapon of this kind. Okay, I'll forge one of those. There we go. So now we go to survivors, and then we'll click on, I don't know, this guy, for example. Once again, we'll click on Morgan, and then you will just equip the sword that nobody else has, right? There we go. We can just click on equip, and that increases the combat power of this guy. We go out, and it's gonna be equipping or just bringing up our combat power. I think it just reassigned some of those weapons that I already had. If we go in this case and forge some headgear, then we'll once again just go onto somebody who doesn't have any headgear on. I think headgear pieces, this one, yeah, there we go. So this one's not being used, I'll equip it. There we go, we got 32,000 combat power increase from that. And there we go, that's basically how you do it. It just makes it, there we go, it's being added now to a total count. So that's how you increase your total power pretty easily, increase the effectiveness of your survivors, both for combat and for development. And that's how you get the resources necessary. Now there was one last thing that I didn't mention, that is that for crafting the legendary pieces, you also need anvils. And the only way of getting anvils that I can find is basically just by buying them, or participating in events, or getting them from the devs, or stuff like that. It's not that easy to come by through these pieces, through the anvils, right? So They're gonna be pretty difficult to get if you're not really spending money, but there is ways to do so, and I'm sure you'll figure them out. By the way, if you're gonna be spending any money on this game, and you're one of those players that are really committed and invested in it enough to want to put some money into it, then you should really be checking out Aptoid, links in the description. That way, whenever you make a purchase, you're gonna be getting a bonus up to 30% of whatever money you're spending is gonna be a bit of a cashback, and then you can use that bonus to make even more purchases for the same amount of money, basically more value for your money once you do make those purchases in the game. So it's really easy. The more you purchase, the bigger the bonus, and then you can also get a baseline extra 5% by using my code. It's going to be down in the description. There's going to be also a video that I have right there in my channel, where I explain how to set all of this up for you. Aptoid is basically just a marketplace where you download apps. In this case, you will download the Walking Dead Survivors. You will set it up for yourself on your phone, and you will just play it as normal, but you will make the payments through the Aptoid wallet, and that way, whenever you make the purchase, you will be getting those bonuses within the wallet, and then you can use them to make those purchases once again with the bonuses. So really easy to set it up for yourself. Use my code in the description down there if you want to get more value for your money. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, let me know any questions you might have down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye, see ya.